Hi, my name is Marshall Strong, and I've been selling homes for over 21 years at the highest level, selling over 50 homes on average or more for the last 21 years. So over 1,500 to 2,000 homes. I work for the nationally ranked #1 home builder, Syntex Homes, D.R. Horton. So the reason I got into real estate was to get financially free and teach other people how to do that. And the only way I saw I could do that, coming from a very poor background, was real estate. So at a young age, I was interested in it because that's where I saw wealthy people own homes. And I was talking to someone today. I coach clients every day now on how to leverage. And most people have the same objections, the same concerns. And we're going to go through those, what those are today. And what is really better is leveraging your home better than just paying it off. That is the question. So I did some numbers and I'm really excited. I'm actually shocked by some of the things I found out versus what my mind was thinking before doing numbers on them. So today I discussed with a client who has $7 million worth of properties and there's equity pay down on those. So there's equity tied up in properties, and a lot of people think having a house paid off is better than using that to buy more properties because of the interest rates. And a lot of people think today the interest rates are high. They're 7.5%. They even reached 8% at one point. However, the national average interest rate is 9.2%. So the real mind blower is it doesn't really matter what the interest rate is if you're using it to buy more good debt. So the difference between good debt is buying a home, an asset, gold, something that's appreciating versus a liability, a car, a credit card. Most people know this, but if you don't, that's okay because everybody's at a different level in their game where they are. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Compare yourself to where you are. Look at your own game and play the best game you can. I compare a lot of things to a chessboard. At the end of the day, we're all playing our own chess game, and you got to make the best move on the chessboard. So I've been preaching to everybody, you want to leverage, you want to leverage. And I've been getting more and more feedback from people. And I have analyzed it because I have so many different clients that are bringing up the same objections. And these are what they are. The objections are, what if the market crashes? What if rates drop? What if rates increase? Wouldn't I be better having my house paid off? So I did the numbers, and numbers don't lie, boys and girls. So here we are. So I'm going to use this client specifically. One of the main points we're going to discuss is how to get financially free as quick as possible. So this person was buying properties a little bit at a time, and they're about 63 years old, retired about a year ago. Now they have $7 million within about 17 properties. That is the estimated total value of the homes. So with what equity they have, and equity is the value of the property minus the loans that you owe on them. That is equity, what's left over. And the way you get equity is because real estate appreciates over time throughout history. The last 90 years, it's gone up 6.3%. The last 13, 14 years has been going up over 7 to 10%, depending on where you live. And in Fresno County, it went up 8% while the interest rates went up 5% in 1 year, which has never happened in history. So if you were sitting on a lot of flips and the rates went up and you ran out of cash, you got in trouble. But if you don't over leverage, you do really good in real estate as long as you keep 3 to 6 months worth of cash available for every property you own. So going back to this person, they are thinking they have these 17 properties. If they sell them, they're going to owe more taxes on their property taxes, which is true. However, we did the math. If they sold everything and took the cash left over and leveraged it and bought $16 million worth of property here in Fresno, you can buy 100 doors with that. And what that would do, as well as give them a little bit more cash flow, that's really not the biggest thing here. The biggest thing is this person still paying taxes, even though they don't work, because they're getting so much cash flow. They have more cash flow than they do debt. So I told them, you shouldn't be paying taxes. The way you don't the way you stop paying taxes is you keep buying good debt and write off all the interest. And we'll get into that on another video. Stay tuned. And so far, guys, don't leave, because we're going to get into how you can get financially free and make over $272,000 a year without doing anything. If you buy 5 homes, buying a home every year starting at the age of 36, which the average homeowner used to be 33 in 2021, and in 2022 is 36, is probably 40 now. Unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to buy homes. And this is why if you want to get wealthy, you want to own more properties. And now, it's not about greed. Everybody has different levels and game plans. But at the end of the day, the only way to grow is to get uncomfortable. So if you're comfortable and you're 63 years old and you're making $40,000, $50,000 a month and you don't have to work anymore, awesome. But if you're still paying taxes, you need to clean up your game a little bit and spend that money to buy more, to increase your asset value, which will ultimately increase your net wealth and protect you from other things. Even if you have an umbrella policy, insurances, trust, LLC, wills, all that good stuff, it is still better to, in my opinion, and numbers wise, numbers don't lie, to increase your asset portfolio. With that being said, we're going to continue, and I'm pretty excited. We're going to talk about a couple different ways of doing things. You're going to have one person that doesn't buy a home and they rent, and then you're going to have, so we got Tom that rents, we have Harry that buys one house, and then we have Gina that buys a house every 5 years at the same value of what her current home that she bought at 36 is worth. And then we have Sally that she ended up buying a home at 36, same price as Gina, and then she sells it. She takes that cash and buys another property for herself and another one or 2 more. And then it just continues to increase with the appreciation of how much money, the cash she's coming in with when she sells. And we're doing all this with the 1031 exchange, so there's no taxes. However, if you own a property as a primary residence living there, at least 2 of the last 5 years, so you can buy a home, live there for 2, rent it for 3, and right before the 3rd year's up, you can sell it and defer capital gains tax. If you have more questions about that, hit the comments. We'll get you information. And also, at the end of this video, I will provide all the numbers and stats of every one of these situations. If you would like, go ahead and click the link below, and we're going to attach that for you. And we also are having an event on June 1st, 9:30 a.m. If you'd like more information, click the link below, and we'll get you that information also. And we're going to be teaching you how to leverage, how every situation is different, so we can problem solve with you. We're going to be teaching you how to buy homes without any cash, how to seller finance, creative financing, subject to, all of it at this event, June 1st, for free. If you guys click the link below, don't miss out. We'll talk to you soon. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like, and share this video if you have anybody that is interested in learning from the best to become the best, to get financially free. I did it by the age of 35, and I could have did it by 25 if I would have had a coach and mentor. So that's one of my suggestions for you. So if you would like that, also message me and we can get you some information on that as well. Again, I started selling homes at 19 years old. I'm 40 years old. I retired 5 years ago. Now I basically just teach and add to my asset portfolio, as well as sell and coach. So with that being said, here we go. So we have Tom that's renting at the age of 36. They don't buy. Within 10 years, their rent goes up, because rent is typically going to go up with appreciation. So the reason houses appreciate and the cost of everything goes up is because they're printing money. They took us off the gold standard. I'm not going to quote the date. It's been in the 80s, around the 70s to the 80s. Basically, the government prints cash. So when they print money, the value decreases. This is great if you have assets like gold, artwork, properties, commercial, residential, anything that they're not making as much as they're selling. And that is an asset. All right, so here we go. We have Tom starts renting at 36, doesn't buy. Harry buys. They end up buying a $300,000 house. In Fresno, California, you can still do that. The median home price here is $382,000. And throughout the whole California, it is actually the U.S. is at around the $900,000 price range. So by buying one home in 10 years at 6.3 appreciation, we're not even taxing tax write-offs, principal pay down, any of that good stuff yet, which we can go over in another video. But they're basically going to make $249,000 buying a $300,000 house. So renter doesn't buy versus Harry sacrificing, not buying what they exactly want. They're struggling. They want to save more. And I'll tell you right now, there's no use saving money to buy a home. If you can afford one, buy whatever you can buy. I have a client right now that's making a huge decision. They're probably not going to buy. They wanted to buy $350,000. They're only approved for $275,000. I'm still working with them. They're in their mid-30s. And they even said if they don't buy now, they probably never will. And they didn't get approval of what they want. And they're not making a sacrifice. I told them, even if you buy it with the intent to live there and something happens and you have to rent it, it's better than not buying a home. Every year they're going up about $30,000 a year. So Gina, she buys a home at 36, which is the average home buyer time, and basically pulls money out or saves money and buys another one as a primary residence every 5 years at the same value of her current home and rents the current one. She ends up with $4.3 million worth of homes at the age of 61 years old, which is $272,000 a year that it will appreciate every single year. Now she can pull money out of that from a line of credit or selling. Line of credit, you pay no taxes, or refinancing. However, there's no taxes if you just pull money out. So now you can use your homes as a bank. When you put your money in a bank, they basically lend out $100 for every dollar that you give them. This is what I'm teaching people to do, is how to use their homes as a bank. There's a lot of people out there that say, don't buy a home, just get in a business and da-da-da. I say, buy a home no matter what, start a business. I do agree you will make more money with money buying, doing a business. However, not all businesses succeed. So my opinion would be buy a home, start a business. Really, I think everybody should get into real estate. I know everybody won't, but sales is the number one high paid job. So if you are not in sales, you should get into it. But if you are thinking of doing something, real estate is the best thing you can do, in my opinion, unless you're passionate about something else. So I did the math. If somebody were to buy a house at 36, sell it, same numbers with all these 4 different scenarios, minus the renter not buying anything. Basically, the person that sold every 5 years bought another home for the same price and bought 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, as many homes as they could buy, saving 30 to 100K, depending on how much cash and how much properties they have and how late we're getting into the game. And I break down all the numbers for you. I will send that to you. But basically, to sum it up, that person is 61, only ended up with $3.25 million of assets, which will appreciate $204,000. So it's actually better to buy every 5 years the same price home at what? So you buy a home at 300 and then it's worth 4. You buy another 4. You rent out your current one and you buy another one for 4. Then the next year you buy one for 525. Next 5 years, next quarter, next 5 years you buy one for 5 something. So basically, all your properties you're keeping and their values are going up. So your asset appreciation is going up. It is actually better to do this than to sell and buy cheaper ones. I honestly didn't know that until I did this. But at the end of the day, it's always better to leverage. You don't want to leave your equity in your property. You want to pull it out and buy more, because if you're borrowing it for 8 or 10%, you're making over 40% with your money, because you're going to buy a home that needs a little bit of love, which will make money there. Not even counting that as the 40%. So more likely 50 if you buy something that needs paint and floors. So my point is, just with depreciation, with the increase over time, which is your appreciation, your equity, because your property is also going to get paid down on the principal, and your write-offs with the depreciation and cost segregation. If you don't know what that is, look that up. If you're an investor and you haven't been cost segregating, you are leaving so much money on the table. Whatever you're writing off on depreciation, you could be doubling with cost segregation. I have a video on that, and we will probably attach it, or you can go find it in my YouTube channel. With that being said, it is better to keep your asset portfolio with higher priced homes and keep pulling the cash out and buying more. So we're going to go back to the story with a person that has 17 properties, 7 million of asset value, and a lot of equity in them. They're cash flowing, they're paying taxes. I told them you need to sell all that and buy a bigger portfolio. So that person had the same objections that a lot of people, or same people look for ways out, and they look for their fear mindset. You have a mindset. So mindset is everything. You could have $1 million in the bank and still be poor if you have a poor mindset. If you're not educated on wealth and finances, you're going to constantly look for ways for it to go wrong, and you're going to stay poor. So this person, like thousands of other people, say, what if the market crashes? What if rates go down? What if this? What if that? So I did a breakdown, and here's what we have. If this person has $7 million of properties, and I have $7 million of properties, and he keeps his, and I sell all mine, and I pull the equity and buy the $16 million worth of 2 different apartment complexes, 50 doors each. I've already done the numbers. This is real, a true life story. And everywhere is different. We can get into that if you should buy out of state and all these other things. But for now, we're going to stay focused. And I know I can teach you all that because you can make mistakes buying out of state, thinking the cash flow is better, but you rather have appreciation, because if California or Arizona or Vegas or Texas, they're the 4 number 1 places to buy because they appreciate more than Michigan and other places that the cash flow is better. Here's the trick. Cash flow, I will get into a little bit. So I did this. I bought 7 homes in Missouri because there was nothing to buy in Fresno at the time. Everything was crazy before rates went up. I should have sat still and waited, but I went trying to put my money to work and cash flow, going to flip some properties. And I learned a huge mistake here that people should not do. Basically, you don't want to buy and flip when rates are not under control. And we've never seen this in history. They never increased 5% in 1 year. That's basically like them going up $100,000 in 1 year. The property value is going up. So they took that from you when they raised rates. So when the government controls the rates, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to focus on winning versus the problems. Most poor people, this is what I noticed, poor mindset and poor people, they focus on the problems instead of looking at the solution. So I see the problems and then I find a solution. So the government controls everything. Yes, a lot of bad stuff going on. At the end of the day, I can't control any of that. All I can control is becoming a better version of me and learning how to win in whatever situation I'm in. And the way I do that is I buy real estate because real estate is the one thing that's protected, because the wealthy invest in real estate. So no matter what happens with the interest rates, if they go up or down, you win with real estate. Now, if you have equity, which meaning if you're able to pull money out of your house, and banks will give you the money, or private lenders. So even if you have 10 properties and you maxed out with loans from lenders, but you have private lenders that can give you money and you're putting it in more real estate, you are going to win because of this. If rates go up 2, 3, 5%, and you have all your equity in your property, and your property values could go down. And when they do go down, you lose your money. So by pulling your money out first, so anytime you have enough equity to pull out and put it in a house, you should do it. And this is why. So with this situation, we're going to call him Tom over here with $7 million of asset portfolio, bringing in $40,000, $50,000 a month, some cash, cool. Then I have the same situation, but I sell everything and I buy $16 million worth of assets. All right, now the market crashes. 50%, everything goes down. Okay, so now he has 3.5 million and I have 8 million. Okay, so 10 years later, because throughout history, real estate will go up, 6.3 will probably go up even higher than that if it crashes. Like we saw recently, it went up more than 10%. We're just using the 6.3 number. In 10 years, I will have $5,040,000 in equity, and Tom will have 3.5. Sorry, they will have 2.2. Sorry, they will have 2.2 million. Actually, $2,205,000 is what they will have if they keep the 7 versus I leverage it and buy more properties, even if they both go down. Okay. That's why it's better, because rents never go down. They haven't gone down. They've slowed down right now, but they will start going up and everything else keeps going up. So at the end of the day, guys, I got financially free by 35. It wasn't easy. I should have did it 10 years earlier, because I was actually at the age of 24, I had $90,000 saved, quit my job, and was didn't work for about 3 years. And then I recently did that again. And now I'm back at it because I love the growth process and I want to hit new levels. So at the end of the day, guys, you must grow. Happiness, if you want happiness, you progress. So keep leveling up, guys. If you want more information, real estate, investing, and development, guys, subscribe to this channel. And I look forward to seeing you on the other one. But before I go, if you have any questions, please comment. Hope you stay tuned for the whole thing. If you did, if you got value, please comment and tell me anything that you're thinking that I didn't hit. And with that being said, I'm going to think about any other things that I didn't handle, which objections that come up. The only thing I could think of is because if rates go up, values go down. If rates go down, values go up. So I believe I broke the code and there's no way to lose unless you run out of cash. Believe me on that one. So raise money, borrow money, and put it in real estate. If other people won't do it and you get the confidence to do it, you should do it, because at the end of the day, you're creating jobs. You're basically printing money like a bank. I will have a bank one day. It'll be called Strong Capital. It'll be for investors that are looking to leverage so they get their money out but make 10% or 8%, but better than banks. And it will be a pool of investors. So if you want more information on that, make sure you stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon. See you on the next one.